Hello everybody and welcome to my Weakauras guide. So one of the most talked about things about Weakauras is that it's complicated and it's very hard to use. But there are some things that can make it really easy. One of the things is I want to highlight this website here. The creators of Weakauras, the add-on itself, have made a website where you share your Weakauras and whatnot. So you can go into like class. So say I'm gonna be playing a demon hunter and I'm gonna be playing Havoc. Here I get all the really useful fast strings that people have made, and you can see the author's name and when it was updated. Excellent site. I really want to highlight this site because this is definitely one of the better things that happened to Weakauras in recent times. It has always been very hard to find proper Weakauras strings, especially on new patch updates and whatnot, but this site just makes it so much easier. Now, I'm not advertising or whatever for this site, I'm just saying this works really well, and yeah, I really like this site. But yeah, I want to start the video off by actually going to, let's say, feral strings. Okay, yeah, as you can see, maybe not every class has strings, I suppose, but okay, so let's try Guardian instead. Okay, so there's plenty of Guardians at least. Let's take this one, just the top one. So, pretty damn simple the string here, and the great thing is, so there's exist sites like Weakauras.io and whatnot that are also just made for Weakauras to share strings, but it's always kind of messy to find around strings in that one. So one of the really good things is that you can just click down here, copy Weakauras, then it's copied, and then you can just go back to your game, and then obviously you're gonna go into new, import, and import. There you go. So let's see what this string did, and then we can talk a little about how you set up in general strings and whatnot. So this is a pretty decent string. It shows my two active buffs that I need to keep up. It also shows my cooldown, and then it even has a nice stacks for frenzy regeneration, which is kind of like my self heal. So this is a pretty good string. Now, one of the main problems with any Weakauras I see is that people tend to oversize icons and whatnot, so it never really fits in your own UI. Like I want to have everything centered around my health and my target. So how do I do that? Well, I need to resize every single little thing here. So um, let's start off by actually showing some other minor things here. Animations, for example, this is kind of a fun one. So you can go into like custom, and then you can have it sliding. You can even change the color. You can also do other things like uh, make it a preset, so it's gonna slide to the bottom. It can even bounce, and it can even spiral and whatnot. It's actually pretty damn great. Auctions, there's not really much to be in here. This can play a sound, so like if you make a Weakauras, a cooldown is ready or whatever, you can go into play sound, for instance, and then you can choose what sound you like. This is kind of a minor thing, but it's still a very nice little thing. Load, this one is probably one of the most important ones. Actually want to show real fast what I tend to use load for only. I tend to use load for player class, so only when I'm on my druid the string is gonna be loaded, and it's never gonna, it's not gonna be shown outside of combat, or it's gonna be shown in combat. Then you can turn off, completely disable it if you want that, and some other minor things here, and realm and player name and whatnot. But for the most part, we are just gonna be focusing on player class in druid and in combat or out of combat. Trigger, this one's pretty damn great. I want to highlight a little thing here again. So as you can see, as soon as I go into cat form, my Weakauras shows, but if I'm outside of cat form, they don't show. How is that possible? That is due to the trigger. So we can go into the Weakauras again, and then In my case, I just add a new trigger, so that is trigger free. Oh, now the thingy is bugged out or whatever. Maybe it was trigger 2. Nope. Oh, this is silly. But yeah, basically you choose a trigger, then you take aura, and then you type in cat form just below here. I don't know why the Weakauras itself is lagging out right now. That's a bit weird, but basically put a trigger to make it load only in, say, a form that you want for a feral druid. Display, this is all the tiny little icons, you know, every single little background icon and whatnot, that is your display. And group, this is basically just to change the X and Y and some other minor things that I never really use. But I think I want to show off how to kind of resize and whatnot. So as you can see, my Weakauras fits very well. I'm right where I want it, but this wasn't the case when I imported. So what you need to do is basically just take, say, this one is at 40, minus 40 and 0. So if I take this one to like, I don't know, 100, it's gonna be looking all weird. I can also put it up there. Oh, but yeah, this takes a long time to do, but I really highly suggest that you kind of get into this. Another thing that you can do to speed up this process is that you can hold down Control Ctrl, and then you can highlight the different, you know, backgrounds and whatnot you want to move. Pretty great move there. It definitely saves you a lot of time. And again, there's also another trigger or load even here. Again, it's only going to show in feral talent specialization and so forth. Um, I want to highlight a little thing here. These two weird squares down here, I actually made those myself. So as you can see, if I go into cat form right now, I actually have a weird blank icon that is RIP or Moonfire even. But if I take Blood Scent, now look what's gonna happen there. Moonfire icon is gone and the white squares popped up instead. How do I make it do that? So this is very useful because a lot of skills are gonna be changed all the time now in Legion and whatnot. So what you basically want to do is have talents only show up if you chose it, and then perhaps just make a nice little background square or something like that. So what I do is go into new, and I take, I think it was just like, I can't even quite remember this, but I think it was like a group or something. Yeah, I think it was just a group. Then you can call it 1, 2, 3, and then you just need to move the new, you know, thing you made into the Weakauras class itself. How do I even, can never quite remember this. Oh yeah, let's see, nay, no. I actually think it's already in. Let's just quickly go out here. Okay. Okay, but yeah, I'm forgetting my things here. But basically, Weakauras, you know, a lot of people use tell me when just because it's so simple and it's like easy to set up. I also use another add-on called Need to Know, which is basically even, you know, crappier version of tell me when. Um, Weakauras is really not that bad. With sites like the official site that has now been released and up to updated for every patch and whatnot, it's really not that hard. The only problem with Weakauras is that you often get strings again. You need to resize them to fit your own interface, which takes a long time. Like I can easily spend up to an hour, 2 or maybe even 3 hours setting up a Weakaura string, which is, you know, way too long time for most people, but I do like to have it looking well. But yeah, this is not for everyone, obviously, but it's really not that hard to resize and move things. So like in my case now, I fucked up my rip there, so we can go quickly back now and see, delete this one. But yeah, we can quickly go back now and change this again. So as you can see, the thing is up there. Now I just need to put it down to 0 and it's back again. It's really not that complicated when you start thinking about it. But yeah, if you want to see my own weak or strings for the different classes that I've made so far in this current patch, feel free to comment about that. I have quite a few strings by now, which I'm pretty happy about. I don't mind sharing those. Obviously, again, huge credit to those who do make these strings here, because they really just help us out a lot. And I'm very happy to see that there are so many strings available, even after patch Bonanza Day and whatnot. But yeah, I think I wanted to end it with that. And again, as always, have a good one and see you in the next video.